So I had to take off my patch off of my chest because I don't want you guys to know where I work after I say this, but
Nick Fowler works full-time in the military, and on his time off, he's mastered making money on TikTok Shop.
yes, I'm in the military. I do it full time, but I do TikTok on the side, and it makes me 3 times my military income in just 7 months.
In this episode, you'll learn all about the insane opportunity of TikTok Shop.
I refreshed my screen, and I looked, and I showed my wife, and I was like, we just made $900 today. I was like, this isn't real. I was like, this isn't going to come into my bank account. This isn't possible. And then it did. And I was like, this is like actually happening.
How Nick's able to do it on the side of his full-time military career.
I'll do TikTok affiliate for maybe 2 hours a day.
And how he launched a 50K a month school community in just 30 days.
I'd put my life on it that like we can hit 400K MRR within the next 6 months.
How many people have you helped make their first dollar online?
Honestly, it's probably too many to count at this point, to be completely honest. My mom, for example, she didn't believe that any of this was real. She said, be very careful. This isn't real. Like, there's no way you can make this kind of money online. And now she's doing it. And she's made,
she really?
She's doing it now. She made $5,000 this week. She just screenshot. She just sent me a text right before I got in here. $5,000 in this week. And then today she made $1,900. She sent me another screenshot. And my mom has never had TikTok, the app, before at all. And all we did was just show her exactly what we teach. And it works. And I'm like, see, you're consistent with it. And you made money. Like
crazy.
So,
and I mean, you've made $1.5 million in sales.
Yeah, and that's 6 months.
In 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
And you've had all this free time. You've been focusing on it like 8 hours a day. You haven't had anything else that's been occupying you.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about that one. Yeah, the military definitely takes a huge part of it. I mean, I'll do TikTok affiliate for maybe 2 hours a day. And that 2 hours a day is making, I think it was on average during that 6 months, like $40-some thousand in commission into my own bank account, which it sounds completely unreal, but it is real. Like I was here in Vegas for New Year's, and that was my first week doing it. January 1st, I made $900. It was that day I was here in Vegas. I refreshed my screen, and I looked, and I showed my wife, and I was like, we just made $900 today. I was like, this isn't real. Like I was like, this isn't going to come into my bank account. This isn't possible. And then it did, and I was like, this is like actually happening. And then everything just flipped. The whole world just changed after that.
Yeah. I mean, your story is so inspiring. That's why I was so excited to talk to you today, because like full-time military, not just a full-time job, but like a whole thing. And I just love people who remove excuses for others. So how did you start? Like what was the first product? And how does it actually work? Could you just like make it super explicit?
So basically, in the concept of it is you can simply go on TikTok, you swipe up on a product that you find enjoyable, you actually want it, you swipe up on it and you click request free sample. And then they will approve you and it gets mailed to your house completely free. And then you shoot a video of it and then you make that video, you post it with that product attached to it. And then anybody who sees that video and purchases it, you get a percentage of that actual sale. And I mean, when they start to make sales, it compounds and it goes viral and it starts to skyrocket. And then you end up making compounding like tons of money. Like my sister, for example, she got a video of just a vacuum cleaner. She posted it and then it got 22 million views and she made $70,000 off one single video.
What?
Yeah.
I love how you're getting the whole family involved.
Yeah. My sister's doing it. My 2 friends are doing it. This is the craziest thing. Okay. In total, out of all the people that I've coached, just my family and friends, we've made about $4 to $6 million in the past 6 months on TikTok Shop. And I'm like, I know it works. And my sister's she's number 3 on the entire TikTok app. My friend was number 22. My other friend is in the 50s or 60s or something in the entire TikTok app. I was number 1 for like a short time. And I mean, my mom is probably up there now, at least sitting right now.
I mean, the mom is the ultimate proof.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact she didn't have TikTok before is just like so funny to me.
I know. I'm like, we're like, download the app right now. She's like, okay.
How did mom get her first 5K followers?
So there's different ways of going about it. You can get an actual account that's already pre-built, like already has actual followers, real content and everything. And then you can do that route. Or you can just build up the followers doing clipped content. So like you screen grab stuff from like YouTube or whatever the case is and you repurpose it, make it your own. What I tell people, and I tell this all the time, I'm like, educate people, make an education account. You're something that you know that other people do not. You have a hobby, you have an interest, whatever it is that you can utilize to teach people. And people love to follow accounts when you educate them.
Right.
My account, I educate people on TikTok Shop. That's my separate account. And then I have my actual affiliate account. But my coaching account, I gained that to like 70,000 followers in just a couple months because I actually am providing value and people want that value later.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's crazy.
think there's tons of ways you can go about it, but
so what was your first product?
First product? It was actually magnesium pills.
Come on, get that good sleep.
yeah. I know. I got that. And I was like, this is so weird. I'm like, I'm getting free products. I'm getting a magnesium pills. I didn't even have to pay for these. And I thought that was really strange, but I thought that was the end of it. I was like, I'm just going to get these pills and that's going to be it. But I filmed a video and I made like $180 off of it in commission. And then I showed my friends at work and I was like, look at this. I made $180 off this simple video. This is really funny. But I again, still didn't see like much of that coming anything. And then literally later that week, I was just kept posting because I was like, maybe if I just add a ton of volume, it's going to happen. And that's what happened. I posted a ton of volume of a ton of different products. So I was requesting stuff left and right. And I did that. And then that first week I was here in Vegas and then it was like $900 a day. And then it just $1,000 a day, $3,000 a day, $5,000, $8,000 a day.
And the fact that you did this while still working in the military.
Yeah.
And you're still in the military?
Yeah, still in right now. I had to take a leave to come here. I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm still in right now. I'm like, I teach. So the advertisements of our job is like aviation rescue swimmer.
Uh-huh.
But we're air crewmen. We fly in the back of helos and we do a ton of different missions. And now I'm not in a deployable status, so I don't deploy anymore, which is really nice for what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
But I teach now. So I'm in a classroom. I teach at an actual podium and do that whole concept. And so I've learned how to actually teach. The military teaches us how to teach. And so I'm like, I know what I'm doing on TikTok works and I know how to teach. I need to find a way to combine these and show people that there is more to this than just my family and friends that can. Like everybody can do this. My mom's just had recent success. I'm like, anybody can do this now. Like it really is anybody. Not to hate on my mom, like love her to death, but like she's terrible with content like that. But she learned and now she's making money off of it.
So at what point did you decide to start teaching people how to do this and why? Like, was there any part of you that was like, I need to keep this a secret? I don't want to get other people into the opportunity because we're making so much money. If I show everyone how to do it, it'll create more competitors.
Yeah, I actually was wondering that for a while. I sat with it for a little while. I showed my friends and family, of course, because I'm like, I care about them really closely. But I wondered that for a while. I was like, should I teach people? Because I don't want too many. I was like, what? I don't want too many people. I want what I want.
I want to post the magnesium pills.
Yeah. I was like, I want this. Like, I don't want it. But that's the thing. It's so new. It's this, and I can dive into this so deep, but it's so new. It's only TikTok Shop Affiliate has only been around for a year. And they made so much money last year during especially Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that stuff that's coming up. I mean, I know people who made $250,000, $1 million in a single month. Like, and I just think it's too new. It's far from being saturated. People want to say it's saturated, but even TikTok themselves is saying that the high quality affiliates who are posting good content is very, very small. Like they're desperate for high quality content. And that's what we want to teach. We want to teach how to actually do it because I've seen it consistently. And there's so many affiliates out there and it's very oversaturated with bad quality content. That is true. But the good quality content is not.
And this reality is, you see it everywhere. You see it on YouTube. It'd be like saying, oh, YouTube's oversaturated. It's like, well, no, because the quality always rises to the top.
Yep.
So you decided, hey, I'm going to just teach people how to make really quality stuff so they can rise to the top as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. And you could have gone about teaching people that in a lot of different ways. Why did you end up on a community?
I think that was like the most realistic way of going about it. Like, how else could I really do it and do it successfully without, either providing bad value, which I don't want to do. I want to see people succeed. Like, I still find that more enjoyable than even the money I was making on affiliate. I find it more enjoyable to see somebody who said, hey, because of you, I just made $30,000. I'm like, that is way more fun to me. Like, I want to be set in my life with my wife. Like, I want to do that, of course. Like, that's my foundation. But like, where I get joy now is to see people succeed with that. And so I don't think it would work any other way, to be honest. Like, you need a community of people. You need other people who are holding you accountable. You need people who are like telling you, hey, that content isn't good. You need to fix this. Like, go watch this module again, or go do this, or one of us can be there to help and guide you, because how else are you going to do it? Like,
so how'd you actually do it? I mean, and for context, it's like you're here in Vegas because you won the school games. You made $50K and that's monthly recurring revenue. You did that in a 30-day period. Next month, you're getting the same. You've big dreams. We were chatting out in the lobby there of how you want to scale this even bigger.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is that you just did it in such a short space of time.
Oh yeah, it is. I'll tell you what, working in the military because I'll get up at like whatever 6:30. I go to work and then I work till whatever time. Like it depends because it's the military. And then I go home and I maybe get 3 hours to work on this. But I have to. It's time management is like your biggest thing you need to focus on. Is like what are the things that I have to allow into my day right now to actually get good quality work done. And what is my like foundation? I need to be driving traffic to show people that this is possible. And then I need to be able to actually improve the quality of the community because that's what I'm actually providing.
Yeah.
So, and having only 3 hours or so to do that in a day is very, very hard to manage. So it's just constant, like I'm up till like 10 p.m. every night and then with my wife and, so it's like, it's a lot to manage.
Yeah.
But I think it did really well because we're really put our heart and soul into it. Like this is all I think about nonstop. All I think about.
So how did you come across Skool?
I actually was reached out by my operator now. I had no idea anything about Skool. I just knew that I wanted to create a community with my friends and I wanted to do it in a different way than everybody else. I want to do something that can provide value in a better way. I want to do something completely different. I was already like kind of one-on-one coaching people more so.
So that's where you started?
Yeah, that's kind of where I started. Well, I started with my friends and then my family, of course. But
once you exhausted the inner circle,
I was like, once I can't get my grandpa into this, like I was got no other resources here. But
my conversion is pretty good on my family members so far.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm at like 75% conversion right now with my family. But no, like I started with the one-on-one coaching, just helping people and doing that, and it took a lot of time.
Yes, sir.
Like not like nonstop. And if you have, 7 people, which I did at one point, I was like, this is way unmanageable. And I'm not providing them good value and they're not going to have success. So I need to lower my numbers or change things up completely. And so I had some good success with it. After that, I was like, okay, we need to find a way to, get this all automated in a way, creating a good course. And then if they have questions after that, we help them. And that's where the course and community came.
Right.
And that's where the operator invited us in. And I was like, this is a good opportunity.
Cool.
Yeah.
And when you joined Skool, did you know that you wanted to win the games?
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember you literally sent me a photo. It's like, I'm going to come first place.
Yeah.
Or you sent me a message. I'm going to come first place.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know. I was like, my head, and maybe I was kind of ignorant or not, but I was just like, I was under the impression we could probably hit 150K MRR in the first couple months. Obviously we didn't do that, but like,
oh shoot, you only made 50.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, I truly think, and I'd put my life on it that like we can hit 400K MRR within the next 6 months if we do it right.
Yes,
which
sir.
we just have to refine things, get everything right, and we're gonna do it.
But the crazy thing to me is that you launched on August 1st.
Mm-hmm. Launched August 1st,
and then literally 30 days later,
you
had done your 50K.
Yeah.
So how were you able to build so quickly? How were you able to, because you probably made a bunch of mistakes. Mm-hmm. How were you able to like iterate in real time while you were still like building this rocket ship that was taking off at the same time?
We did a lot of building beforehand. Before we launched, it took us like 3 months of building beforehand, I would say. I mean, a lot. Like I did even more one-on-one mentoring to kind of build into more questions. We write down everything that these people were running into. I write down everything. And we were like, okay, what is the issues that they're most commonly running into? And then that was what we were kind of implementing into the course beforehand. And that was like 2 months of that or so. And then it was about a month of me building modules, building out like ways to incentivize them to help other people as well. Because that's where all the value comes in, is the community itself. It's not even me. It's the course is very, very helpful. I mean, that's like the bread and butter, but like where everybody gets their help is from the community itself, is the other people who had success.
Right.
And that's the part that we had to like really sit down and think about.
I love how you lean more into the one-on-one coaching as a way to actually figure out what people needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also love the fact that, number one, you've done it yourself. So you're teaching people something that you already done, you already had great success in. You already had that proof of the family. You already had the proof of the one-on-one coaching with people. And then you said, okay, how do we help more people at scale? The amount of people who start off and they're like, I haven't done something and I haven't taught anybody.
Yep.
And I'm going to make a course.
Yep.
And I'm going to sell you some sort of drop shipping nonsense.
Yeah. And like, I get it. Like, I get where their mind's at with it. Like, they just want to start. They have the pretty penny in front of their eye. But like, you have to step away from the shiny object and look at like, okay, wait, this isn't going to work, and you're not going to build a good foundation for long term until you do those foundational things. And that's building a rapport and building the understanding that not only you, like, you've run into issues, and those are good to know, but you need to know what other people are going to run into so you can have that information to teach other people.
Right.
Because it's not just you that's going to have, the same exact issues. Everybody's going to have the same issues. It's not true.
So you were doing your market research basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we see a lot of people on Skool do their market research in a free community.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the community owner themselves is still figuring out the skill, if it's in a free community, then it's like, makes sense. You're not like charging anybody. You can level up. You can get those questions, as you say, you're writing down. Hey, like, how do you do X? Oh, people need to know how to do X. Hey, I'm getting really stuck on Y. Oh, people get stuck on Y. Going to make some content around that. Hey, Z is like really, 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 really difficult, and I don't know how to do it. Okay, we need to figure out a framework to help people like solve for Z.
Yeah.
And I just love the patience and, again, the integrity that you showed of you wanted to make sure it was right before you let it go.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that, because we even in our community, even the paid one now, we're telling people like, hey, let us know at the end of every weekly call. We have 2 weekly calls, and every single time at the end, we're like, tell us how to improve. And I'm writing every single one down. And then if it pimps us to be like, okay, that's a common question, then we can fix this. But I try to, I'm like, please let me know. I want to know how to fix this. I want to make it better.
Yeah.
And I think that helps a lot, like, for sure.
So you have kind of like 2 to 3 hours of work that you can dedicate to this community every day because you're in the military.
Yeah.
So you were like, all the course content was recorded after hours, all the calls, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I'll get home from work and I'll have our community call on Mondays, right? I'll do those, and I'll get home. And then I immediately, and I go to physical therapy too, because the military's got me messed up. But I'll go to physical therapy, and then I have 20 minutes to drive as fast as I can back home, get the computer up, get all the studio kind of set up a little bit for the community call, and all of my notes written and made so that I can have the completely call ready, recorded, and started. And then that's like an hour or so usually of a call, and I have to save that, and then I go and make content, and then I have to get on a random other call or whatever the other case is happening, and it's like very, very time crunch. Like every second matters. And it's very interesting.
So wild, dude.
Yeah. It's
again, like we said at the top, I just love sharing stories that removes the excuses that we all have in our heads.
Yeah.
I'm not even being super critical of people.
Yeah.
It's like we've all been there where it's like, oh, I don't know.
I think a lot of times you have to have a certain type of mindset sometimes too. Because a lot of people who like this kind of stuff fall into it because they like to try new things. And they like the whole shiny object thing. And that's the, what is it? You know what I'm talking about? The optimism.
Yeah. Whenever you haven't done something, you think, oh, it's going to be so easy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, are you serious? Like coaching people how to do drop shipping? That's going to be so easy, dude. TikTok shop? Oh, I could definitely do that. And then it's only whenever you get into it, you're like, oh, it's actually not that easy.
Yeah.
Because nothing's easy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's you kind of need a little bit of that sometimes to like get into it, but then you need to have the perseverance to not stop. And I'm like that. I've tried everything. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried Amazon FBA. I've tried everything, and nothing worked. I also had that same issue where I would quit out on things too early. And this is one of those things that, like, if I could tell myself, back in the day, like, just don't do that, because this is the one that's going to work. And I would tell that to everybody.
Yeah.
Because it will. Like, my sister, it took her 3 months of posting. Her first month, I think she made, I don't want to quote it perfectly, but $500 her first month in the commission. And then her second month, I think it was similar to that. And then her third month, she made $70,000. So I was like, it could be your next video. This is the best thing. And this is what I tell people every time. Every single time you post a video, it is a free lottery ticket that you just bought from the store. Every single time. And if you could buy a free lottery ticket from the gas station right now, how many would you buy?
Right.
They're free, right? How many would you buy? As many as you could.
Oh,
that's exactly what
stuff
TikTok.
The pockets.
Yeah, exactly. That's what TikTok is. Every single time you buy one of those lottery tickets, it's a free video. It didn't take you anything to make it, other than internet speed or whatever, like your internet bill or electricity. But like, it didn't cost anything. So post as many as you can, good quality. Like, and when you use our framework that we teach, it's kind of like knowing some of the numbers that are going to win. It's like, half of them. The rest of them is kind of luck, right? It's just part of the algorithm. We don't know that. but you can get 2 out of the 4 numbers right here.
Right.
Just implement those two numbers. Now it's a free lottery ticket. Post with those same numbers over and over, and one of them's going to hit.
Dude, I love that concept.
Yeah.
Because all of entrepreneurship, there is luck involved, you know, and there's risk involved too, because not everything works. But the fact that you can, through things you can control, you can at least unlock, as you say, some of the numbers on the ticket. I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. So you increase your likelihood to win. One of my favorite quotes ever is, I mean, it's classic. We've heard it a million times. It's like, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And it's just, the more you do,
that's good.
The more you increase the surface area of luck in your life. You just allow more opportunity for luck to kind of come your way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Like, the harder you work, you're gonna get something out of it.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not working that well and you're working in the wrong direction, at least you're moving somewhere. And that somewhere is going to tell you, like, you're gonna figure out you're on the wrong path at some point, and you're gonna divert.
Sure.
At least to some point.
How important do you think belief has played a role in your story? Because it seems to me that whenever you started to experience all this financial success through TikTok, you become desensitized to the numbers in a way. So then for you to come onto school and send me a message and say, yeah, I'm going to come first place in the school games, you're like, it's not that much money in your head.
Yeah.
So it feels like way more possible and achievable. And now for the next step for you, now you're making, 50K plus on school. For you to go to that 400K MRR, which is what you're going for, you're like, oh yeah, dude, that makes sense to me. But if I had told you 3 years ago, hey, Nicholas, do you want to make 400K a month?
Never would.
You just would have like, get out of here, you scam artist.
Yeah, literally. And it's funny because if I were to be listening to myself right now, if I were to watch this video like years ago, I would literally be laughing at myself. I'd be watching this and being like, that guy's a scammer. Literally, I would. But that's so hard to get through people. Like, I swear to you, like, this is real. Like, it's happening. My mom is doing it. Yeah. I mean, I think that the 50,000, that was perceivable. Like, it was possible because I'm a little bit like, my eyes are open to how the real world actually is. Like, I've always been the 9 to 5. My parents are 9 to 5. Like, the general public, I always thought you trade your time for money in that aspect, right? And I started doing this, and I was like, wait, the whole world is wrong. Like, the whole world is different than what I thought it was. Yeah. And now I see, like, okay, like, I could create this community. I know we can get to that point. Like, $50,000, like, the number isn't like unreal to me anymore, which is really nice to think. And it's not to like, I'm not bragging about that, but like, I'm saying like, it's possible now. Like, the mindset is completely shifted.
I feel like one of the biggest mind-altering experiences you can have as an entrepreneur is when you make more money in a month than most people make in a year. Like, most people in your neighborhood, like, I'm from Ireland, small sort of village. Whenever you can look at like the richest guy in your village, in your neighborhood that you grew up with, who like drives a really nice car and like goes on nice holidays, and you're like, whoa, we did that in 1 month.
Yeah.
That is a crazy feeling.
Yeah, it shows you that what you were taught was more than likely a lie, or not the best route to take sometimes. And that's not everybody. Like, there's people out there that want that 9 to 5 life. They want to work those things. And I mean, I have all the respect for the blue collar side of it too. Like I'm in the military. Like, I have that side of it.
Did you respect work no matter where the work happens?
Yeah.
You always respect the work.
Yeah. But it's different when like my family 9 to 5, that kind of aspect of things. And then I go, wait a second, I just made, right around what you made in a year in 1 month. Like, what I learned from you guys isn't exactly what the real world can be like.
Sure.
And that makes you go, wait, I can do other things than this.
Yeah. So a lot of question that coaches and educators and community owners get is, and you see where the critic is coming from, you see where the skeptic is coming from. It's usually a troll in the comments. They're like, hey, if you're making so much money doing your thing, why are you trying to make money by teaching other people?
I was hoping you'd ask this, actually.
Oh, well, there we go.
I was hoping you asked this because I actually think that to myself. Because I go, I could be making way more doing the affiliate. But I'm taking a pay cut to actually doing the community. And to be honest, I actually like I like teaching. I'm willing to take a little bit of a pay cut here. One, for the hopes that I can grow this to where I can teach as many people as I possibly can. Right.
Sure.
Right. But I'm willing to take a pay cut. One, for the opportunity of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, because I actually like this a lot more. Yeah. I like teaching people. I like to see the light bulb flicker when somebody goes, wait a second, I got this. Or they have that success, and they like, that is way more enjoyable to me than making a TikTok video and then making a ton of money off of it. Right. To be honest, like, that's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I love that. And I never thought I would like that, because I was terrible public speaker, and terrible, like, talking and teaching people in that kind of aspect, especially growing up. And to see people do that now and have that, I'm like, that is so nice to see. I love that. When people go like, because of you, I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom. I've had that now. I'm like, that is like life-changing for people. And like, I was able to have that impact on them. It's different. It's weird. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Or like my sister, like, her whole life changing because of this.
Well, you've experienced this. Like, it gets to the point where once you make a certain amount of money, that money's different for everybody. Some people it's 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month. You're kind of good. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you don't need anything. Yeah. Like all your bases, you're covered, you're set.
Yeah.
You have security. You build up a little bit of a safety net. You've got, a runway for 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is. And then you're kind of like, okay, well, there's more to life than money. There's more to work than money. And then you start leaning into your purpose. But the other thing, I was actually thinking about this question as well on the plane on the way here. So I was asking it. I was like 15 hours on the plane. I was like really thinking about it. It's like, why do people end up teaching instead of just continuing to do the thing? And I think it's just the next evolution in an entrepreneur's journey. And it's more leverage. So, okay, let me ask you this. What's the most amount of money you've ever made as on TikTok affiliate in 1 month?
61,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So you as one dude can make 61K in 1 month on TikTok affiliate. Or you could have a community of 1,000 people who are each making 61K per month. So that's 62 million a month. That's a lot of leverage. Like, that's a lot more value that you're putting out there to the marketplace than just a solo guy who's making 61K. And therefore, I mean, business owners and entrepreneurs, they are rewarded for the more value they bring to the marketplace. So therefore, your business will be worth more money. You'll make more money. And you have the added bonuses. You get to achieve your purpose as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you made a good point with, like, it's not, like, after $10,000 a month, like, I'm very much happy with $100,000 a month salary, or even that, like, kind of aspect of life. Like, I don't care too much for private jets or anything like that. Like, as much as that's cool, but like, I am content. I want the white picket fence house in North Carolina with my wife, and we want kids and a dog. Like, I'm settled with that. But I want to see an impact on people.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to take a pay cut for that because I just enjoy it more. And like, I was making $61,000 in my best month on there and averaging like 40,000. And this is in a way a pay cut right now. But I hope to see people succeed to the point where, like, it takes off.
Yeah.
And I mean, sure, if it doesn't and it stays the same, perfectly fine with me too. I really, to be honest, because I just want to see people win. Like,
sure,
I just like the satisfaction of seeing that.
Yeah. How have you changed as a person through this kind of entrepreneurial journey? And specifically the mindsets, I think, are really, really interesting, because a lot of people who listen to the show, they're beginners or they're people who want to start. And my opinion is that the thing that holds people back the most is actually the stuff that happens up here. It's not the lack of skill. It's not the lack of ability. It's the lack of belief, which stops them from taking the action, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think it comes down to having the perseverance in, like, the hard time stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, there's going to be something that is going wrong with it, and you have to be able to push through it. And I mean, it's very simple. Like, people hear it all the time, but like, it's so true that you need to just find a way through whatever it is. It's going to be a hiccup. I mean, how Alex talks about all the time. Like, there's problems, but once you get past them and you have problems on the road again, you're going to laugh at the ones prior to.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where you kind of have to have that mindset. And I mean, like, to be honest, like my wife will talks about it all the time. She's like, you've never changed. And we've been together 6 or 7 years now. And she's like, you've never changed since you were 19. I'm 25 now, but like, she's like, you've never changed since you were 19. But the only thing that's changed is like that I've seen a vision. And then I know that like, as long as I just always make a push towards that vision, that there will always be a way to it. And I'm just really, really like, I'll die for things. And that's kind of, I've always had that mindset. Like the military, I wanted to be in the military since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And my parents and especially my dad pushed me into the job that I'm at now. And I've always wanted that. And I literally told myself like I would die for what I want.
Sure.
And this is one of those things too. I'm like, I will do what I have to do for this. Obviously my wife comes first before everything.
Yeah.
But like, that's my kind of mindset. I have to have a die for it kind of mentality. And I think most people have to.
And I think the important thing to underline with your story is that to get to where you are now, you had to fail dropshipping. You had to fail doing Amazon FBA. You had to go into the military. You had to get your body beat up. You had to start teaching. You had to do all of those first bits before you even had the chance to post your first TikTok affiliate video with the magnesium pills.
Yeah.
So a lot of beginners, they're in that stage where they're like, why am I not making 50K a month yet? It's like, because you're just in that first phase.
And that's the thing, is like, maybe that most people, like, they hear this, right? And they're going to go, okay, this is my first one. Like I tried drop shipping or whatever, and that was my first one. Maybe affiliate is your first one, and maybe it doesn't work.
Sure.
But it's your first one. So that you got to find your next one. And like, most people's first businesses fail. My businesses prior to completely failed.
Yeah.
Like
mine too.
Yeah.
I started a t-shirt business when I was 15.
Yeah.
Bro, not doing it anymore.
Yeah. Like, it's very normal, it seems like. But that's like, it's true, because like a lot of people, there's people who aren't, they're not going to be successful with the affiliate.
Yeah.
But that's your first one. And like, you have to understand that more than likely is that first one that you go for. You didn't have this prior failures to look back on and have those knowledges of fixing to get to the one that does work.
Yeah.
And I think that was a lot of what took this. Like, I think it was also success and then or luck with mine too. I'm not going to downplay that. Like, there was luck involved, but there was also timing. There was how I actually posted it, and like building too, just like understanding what I was doing wrong. You can look at my old stuff that I posted, and it's very different than what I'm posting recently. But like, a lot of that didn't come before those prior things that I failed with. And more than likely, those people, this is going to be that failure for them. But that failure is still a stepping stone to the next one.
For sure. But I do think it's a pretty major unlock for most people, the whole concept of affiliates in general. The fact that you can get paid to promote someone else's product and not have to touch anything. Like, even Skool, we have guys who are making 90K a month with Skool affiliates.
Yeah. That's so nice.
Bro, all they do is promote the software.
Yeah, that's so nice.
And it's like, it's $40 a month.
Yeah, you don't have to do much of anything.
Recurring revenue. So again, on the plane, I was thinking about this. I was like, dude, if you can get 25 people to sign up to Skool, it's $1,000 a month recurring, as long as they stay active on the platform.
It's so nice.
Bro, you don't have to pack anything. You don't have to ship anything.
Yep.
It's like, you don't even have to like talk to the customers. The customers don't even know half the time that they're coming through you.
Yeah.
And same with, the magnesium pills. It's like, you never once like had to do any sort of like interaction with the people that bought with that, other than just like show the video. So I think, a lot of people, one of the things that holds people back as well is, I don't know what product to sell. I don't know like how to source stuff. I don't know. It's like, bro, you could just start by selling someone else's stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good pivot if you do want to sell your own product, because now you know a lot more about products and how they sell them.
Yes.
You'll get in relationships with the brands. You'll talk to the heads of some of these biggest companies if you become good at it. Like, I've gotten involved with some of these biggest supplement companies, some of the biggest women's products companies that are out there. And it's kind of interesting. You learn how they operate a lot of times.
Yeah.
And that's a huge leverage point for when you do want to sell your own product.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want to, but to be honest, I don't even have any desire to do that because I find more money still in just affiliating. I've talked to some of the biggest companies at some of these events, and they'll be like, it's funny because you guys make more than we do most of the time. They're like, we just saw somebody who took off with this vacuum. I was talking to one of them. They're like, we were selling a vacuum and this girl took off with it. And this wasn't my sister, but someone else took off with their vacuum. And they were like, she just made more money than the entire staff here in a month. I was like, what? She made like so much money.
Yeah.
And they're like, she makes more than the actual company does in a month in just profit because they'll give her like 20%, but their margins are only maybe like 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But that's the other big mindset shift for people to really internalize is that businesses have a problem. What is that problem? We don't have enough people who are seeing and buying our stuff. So they connect with affiliates to solve that problem. It's like outsourcing the entire marketing machine to an individual with their phone.
Yeah.
And that's what you teach.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Nicholas, dude, I loved it. Genuinely. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Super
Appreciate
cool.
it.
If you're interested in learning more about affiliates and the opportunity that Nicholas teaches, there'll be a link in the description. You can go check it out, join his community, get in the mix. As Nicholas says, this could be your first failure. This could be your third success, whatever stage of the entrepreneurial journey you're on. If you're interested in anything that Nicholas had to say today and you resonate with it, you can check it out there. If you're interested in this whole idea of communities and do I want to start a community and how can I do that, there'll also be a link to set up your school community. We will literally show you how to do everything, how to get set up. We give you all the teaching. We give you all the tools that you need. And again, you can do that in the link below. And other than that, man, I'm excited to hang out with you the next few days.
Yeah.
In the mansion, at the mastermind, and all the good times in between.
Appreciate it.
Love it, dude.
I'm excited.
Dude, I'm excited to see you hit 400K a month.
Thank you. I really think we can. I really think we can, dude. I really do think it's possible. It's going to happen.